Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ian Miller. Tonight we welcome our new guest, a new face to Triple Threat fans. But he's very well known in the indie comic community. So please welcome writer and creator Sean Wood.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Okay, what I normally do with new guests is ask very simple questions, pretty much how you got started in comics, both as a fan as a creator.
Yeah. So I was pretty much born into it. My dad, he's been collecting since the 60s. And he has everything you can possibly think of back from 60s to mid 90s. And just growing up, I had my selection of whatever I wanted to read. It took a while to get through all that stuff just because there's so many long boxes and everything. But that was part of the fun, the hunt of finding something new and interesting. So I was born into it. And then when I became an adult, I was also still collecting. When I moved about 15 years ago, I moved into my house, and down the street was the same local comic book shop that my dad used to go to. So I've been going there for 15 years every Wednesday. Wednesday doesn't feel right without getting comics in my hand. So as a reader, that's how I came up. And and writing, it just felt the natural progression, I guess, and a long time coming.
That sounds like a great origin story right there.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so you must have a massive comic collection, not just yours but also your dad's.
Yeah, so my dad always said that I'd have it as my college fund, and he never sold a single comic when I got to that age. So he has all those comics still. I didn't get that college fund, but it's okay. I'll have those comics to read, and my son will be able to see them, when they're mine eventually, years down the road. But yeah, and I've got a whole. I probably have of my own, say about 20 long boxes in my closet, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta tell you, your collection is way bigger than mine. I'm just gonna say it right there. Yours is way bigger than mine.
Yeah, I mean, just every Wednesday it piles up. Some weeks you're pulling way more things than you should, and some weeks you dial it back, and then you're back to getting 10 books in the week, and you just can't help yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so tell us about Recon and the Little One.
Yeah, so Recon and Little One comes from the fear for my daughter. She's 4, and I always, as a father, I want to protect her from this crazy world that we're living in. And that's where it started out. And I just thought of, after that emotional tie, how do I build a story around that? And I figured, why not robots and zombies? So that's the biggest and the easiest elevator pitch is just robots versus zombies. But it's basically the idea of the bot is me and my son protecting her, and his kind of quirky attitude, kind of like a Wally kind of bot. And it's actually my daughter is the girl in the book. She's a little older in the book because it did make sense for her to be 4. But it's her bunny as well. So those are kind of the 3 main characters: is her stuffed bunny that she's protecting, and then the robot that's protecting the girl.
I like that. You incorporated some, character traits from your own children. I like that.
Yeah. And I learned that from Scott Snyder's class from Best Jacket Press, his company. And I was in his class for a while, and I still am, like the regular, every couple months that he does the videos. And he always talked about writing from fear first, and then the story will come to you, and that's always the best stories. So,
yeah, definitely agree to that. Scott's also a fantastic writer, so it's very natural that you would, associate yourself with him because that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the story right there, and this is a one shot, right?
Yep. So it's kind of a one-shot universe. So this is a one-shot. It's on its own. And then if it does well, and it seems like it's going to be where I need it to be to continue, I'm gonna do another one shot that'll be a couple years from now. It might be the same characters or other characters with them, and then it'll be another one shot that'll show how we got to this universe and how it is. Because basically, the beginning of the story, the first page kind of explains what's happened before the comic started.
Mhm.
Which is food is scarce. Scientists over bioengineer the food that's left, and then Mother Nature fights back, and that's what causes this infection for the zombies. So instead of
Ooh,
your normal zombie wanting brains or trying to eat people and everything, they're actually trying to bring you back to the earth. So the infection is more of a vine infection that grows from within from the food that you ate, and
wow.
it's to do the same thing to you without doing it with the food. And then everyone goes back to Earth. So the scientists thought we could fool Mother Nature, and Mother Nature proves that she's stronger than us. So that's the story behind the zombies. Because I love world building, and I figured a lot of zombie stuff it doesn't go into detail of how they got there. They're there. You're running away from them. The end. That's the story. I don't
Yeah.
want a backstory for even the zombies. And the way the robots get in place is there's not enough humans to fight the zombies anymore. And because of that, they build robots to take their place in this war. And these certain bots are protecting of humans, and eventually there is no humans left to save. We lost. The robots are rusting away. In that first page, Recon, he's wasting away in a dark old abandoned building, and he has no purpose anymore because there's no humans. And so the zombies are just roaming around, and all of a sudden, at the last panel, he hears a scream, and he jumps into action, and then he knows that there's someone to protect, so he jumps in and tries to save them, and that's how the story goes. And then the whole point is from point A to point B is starting finding the girl and then saving her somehow from the zombies.
Wow. Wow. It's kind of like the Iron Giant meets The Last of Us.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Iron Giant has some ways of being incorporated into the Recon bot. That and Chappie, and then also it's got like a linebacker type look, like a football player
Yeah.
kind of feel to him. So that was the three things that we actually put together: was Iron Giant, a linebacker, and Chappie. So
Wow, this is cool.
thanks. It's a
That
lot of
that
fun.
that. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. But no, this is definitely something that I would definitely like to see on the comic shelves, the comic stores.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
why don't we show them the Kickstarter?
Okay.
Okay, so you got 10 days to go. You got 144 backers,
Yeah.
and you've already gone past your goal. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice to get there. I think we got there in the first 6 days, I think it was. Something like that. So, and that's always the modest goal to make sure you can continue on with everything. So we're getting to the real nitty gritty of what I was hoping for, and we're now on the third stretch goal, which is 5,000. I haven't announced what it is yet. I'll announce it in a couple days. I still have to decide exactly what it's going to be, but it'll be good though, either way. But
Oh
yeah.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Let's show them the trailer for a second.
Okay. Kind of trying to add a little intrigue with the wording, because basically in the first 5 pages I'm talking about At some point he failed a human, and
Yeah.
it just makes it more interesting of how did he fail them, and he says he won't let that happen again. So it's a nice cutoff of the pages, kind of a quick short that he finds there, a bunch of attacks, and then there's something behind why he's so involved and why he wants to protect so much.
Yeah, because this seems to be a redemption for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so this is the elevator pitch. This is what you were telling us about the synopsis.
Yeah, and a big
Samurai
thing.
Jack. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So as soon as I saw the way the panels were done with Dave Schwartz's art, I immediately thought Samurai Jack. Just like the quick, in your face kind of action, quick and moving along and everything, and that's really how it is. Though Samurai Jack style action meets the Wally type bot, saving the last girl against zombies. So yeah.
Yeah, it's also very effective, even just the simplistic style.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah, the
love
cover
his
looks
lines
great.
too. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's actually that originally was going to be and still is a propaganda poster. So instead of having the logo, it has "We Need You" in the background, and that's for the first. I think I did 48 hours. All the physical backers got that propaganda poster as well as the book, and so I have it on the add-ons too. But there's other propaganda posters that are in the book, like on the wall of certain places, and that's actually our. I think that was the second stretch goal, which we've already hit. Would be a different propaganda poster from the book that'll be for all the physical backers in general. So
right, very nice, very nice.
yeah.
Oh, this is
So
nice.
this one kind of showcases the zombie of how it's different because it's the vines coming from within the zombie, just to give you a different look. Now he did take a little bit of liberty from what is in the book, but for the most part, that is the zombie feel of everything. Yeah, and that one right there, Arnaldo Jr. He did that one, and that pretty much tells you the whole book without saying anything. It's clearly a robot protecting a girl against zombies. You don't have to say nothing; you just look at it, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh, just the movement and the expression on the zombie, even though on the machine, even though it's very blank, you can
Mm-hmm.
clearly tell he's gonna do whatever it takes to protect this little girl.
You know. Yeah, and I didn't do it on purpose, but the colorist actually he made her hair just a slight brighter, so that's really the focal point is right in her face of the whole thing, and it worked out real nicely, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, because it draws the viewer right in.
Yep, exactly.
Wow. Yeah, very cool, very cool.
Yeah, and so this is the only page of exposition. I basically just wanted to get it in your face and have the story of how we got where we are, and then after that, it's just nonstop action for the rest of the book. So yeah, he wakes up and he hears a scream, and he jumps into action trying to find where the scream's coming from, and just beats the snot out of all these zombies. And the bottom part of that page, all that's left is rust, is actually the title of the book. So it'll look slightly different. I gotta figure out how to do with the title and everything to make it stand out more. But that's using the blood of the zombie to say all that's left is rust, and I use it as the dialogue too. And I just learned that from reading a couple days before we got to that page, and I was reading the Rockefellers Ghost Machine, and they use that for the title. And I realized Will Eisner, type of old style like that, always had like the titles in the background with snow or buildings or whatever, and I wanted to incorporate that. And so he actually did the pencils and the inks actually for that page already, and it was
Yeah,
slightly different. But we changed it around so he could use the wording as the blood, and that I thought that turned out amazing.
that did.
It's a lot of fun.
Because yeah, and it's so refreshing to hear somebody using a Will Eisner technique in comics because you really don't see that anymore.
Yeah, yeah. every time I've done a comic, I've tried to push a little further, add a little something more than you normally would see. Stuff that I've always loved, in the comics that I've read in the past. I want to incorporate that. So yeah, it's not my original idea, but always trying to push the limits of what we can do and just make it as good as it can be.
And also, doing callbacks like that honors also the original creators like that, so it's very smart.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just the page layouts and the action, it's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, and actually, for the zombie on that page, that's kind of like in your face as the reader.
Yeah.
I told him I basically wanted where it's Wolverine and Deadpool, how the intro, he has like Wolverine's like bones being thrown in the face of the Watcher and everything. So I told him I wanted that in my comic, and that's how it came out. And I thought it was awesome.
That's genius.
Yep.
Yeah, it totally works in this environment.
Yeah. Yeah. And the zombies more in my book are more playful. So they're not like, it is a horror comic because there's zombies and there's blood and everything, but it's more awkward with the zombies than them trying to like terrorize you. I guess they are terrorizing, and you'll see in another couple pages how that happens. But yeah, so they're not kid friendly, not at all. But my son's borderline, I guess, able to read this, so he's 10. So I show him some of the pages. Some pages I stay away from. So we try to play with that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, think about this. When he gets older, he's gonna read his dad's comic.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And your daughter. Let's not forget that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I had to tell you something.
Yeah.
This is a great page, and when you go to conventions, this is definitely a poster. This is a print. So
Oh, yeah.
definitely keep this in mind if you haven't thought of this already.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely will. And yeah, and this just like that third cover tells you exactly what the book is. It's showing everything.
Yeah.
So he's picking up a picnic table there, and just the way he shows his strength. So I'm trying to showcase more of what he can do, early in the book, so you can get to more of the story, the emotion, and everything. And yeah, the next page he's actually throwing the table and protecting her in this like little ball like thing on the last couple of panels. So clearly he was built to protect smaller kids, might be what I'm suggesting. And
Yeah.
and then there, and the typical you see in a zombie flick where the boarded up area and the zombies are trying to get through. And that's how the 5 pages that I posted with the letters end. But there is one more page that I had to put. I basically said if I got to 150 followers, that I'd show this next page, and it's just the heartfelt page that she'll risk everything for her little bunny. That's how it's the third character in the book, and she's basically the fetal position, just ready to go to her mom and dad, and the robot, the Recon bot, is turning around saying, oh crap, how am I going to save her? And then he jumps into action after this. There's no more pages to show right now, but I can tell you they're fantastic, and the rest of the
Wow.
book is just nonstop action. So
Yeah, this page says a lot.
yeah,
Just the acceptance, thinking she's not going to be saved and all that. Then, as you said, the robot is taking notice. Yeah. If this were being made into a television series or a movie, they would definitely take this image. They wouldn't have to storyboard it. They just take this image and just
right.
say, the director says, I want that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as he finished coloring that page, I had to show it. I couldn't hide it. I couldn't leave it for later. It was just that's my favorite page so far, really, in the book.
Absolutely. And it also gives hints at, has the woman given up? Will Recon be able to save her? That gets the audience, interest and like, okay, I have to find out what happens.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the digital issue. That's $5. Very nice. Cover A, the physical copy, And this is the digital copy, $12. Very nice.
Yep.
T-shirt, always a good idea.
Oh yeah.
And comic 35, nice. All three
Yep.
covers, 35. All in. Now this includes, it looks like the T-shirt, the comic, the digital copy, and it looks like a couple of prints.
Yeah, so I've got the bookmark, which is a metal bookmark, the metal trading card, the standee, which is about 6 inches tall, which I can show. I have that next to me, and then
Yeah.
also the three pack of stickers.
Wow.
There's one that's foil sticker, and then the other ones are standard stickers. One's a logo, and one's that scene actually where the Wolverine bones would be coming out. I took that as the sticker. So yeah, it's a lot
Yeah.
for the $60. I think the value if you bought them separately was more like 80 or something like that. But
Wow.
combined. Yeah.
Okay, then we have a 6-inch statue of Recon. Very nice.
So a handmade
Along with,
statue.
hmm,
Yep. And actually
along
I
with
have
all
that
three
too if you
covers.
want to show that.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's fantastic. Um,
Wow.
it is
Oh my
spot
God.
on all the way to the back. Well, terrible with my camera, but yeah, you can even see like the wiring on the side. Let's see how can I get it. There's
Yeah.
the wiring that you see it on the bot in the story. The little pistons that he has that move his arms and everything. The whole like everything about the rust and I'm terrible with this camera, but
It's
um,
all right.
even the ears, the antennas, they're actually plastic that he cut out that are
Mhm.
yellow, just like the book. And then I guess he glued it or somehow he put it in there. But every single detail that's in the comic, he put in here. And he's actually making. This is my first one, and he's
Wow.
making up to 5 more. And I think so far I've sold 4 of them. So, and he packages them and everything across the world. He knows how to, cut out the foam and make sure it travels well. And this one came just fine. And I'll be using his same packaging. He actually does some work for Disney, actually. Um,
Really?
yeah, I know he's done like some DuckTales stuff.
Oh,
And I'm not sure what else, but he has done some Disney though. So I found him, and yeah, it's awesome. And it looked great at the con that I went to recently too. Everyone stopped in their tracks just to look at that. Like, oh, what is that? Oh, that's my own. That's my character. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, and it's 6 inches. It's pretty big. Um, so yeah, and then
well,
the C&D that I was talking about too. So if you like the statue, but you can't pay for the statue
oh,
because it does cost, it's the cover C. That's $10, or it's in different packages that I have, and it's pretty awesome too. And that's 6 inches as well, same size. So yeah, they look pretty good.
absolutely. Uh,
Yep.
yeah, that looks fantastic.
Thank you. Always trying to push the limits.
Oh,
As soon
yeah,
as I can
yeah,
do.
absolutely.
Plus, I just enjoy. I mean, as you can see, I enjoy the statues, so I enjoy this too. Nobody else wants it. At least I got one for myself.
Exactly. That perfect spot, for your shelf back there.
Yep, exactly.
Guest appearance credit drawn in a zombie. Very
Yep.
nice.
Yeah, so I kind of give an idea of how it could look with that squared off zombie in the background. But yeah, I have 4 spots for that, and I think I've sold 3 of them. Um, so I still have one, I think, of that. But I'm actually in the book as well.
Oh,
So I had him put me in my regular work attire, and my son likes to point out that since he's kind of the robot, he punches me, and he loves looking at that scene that punching his dad, as a zombie. Points it every once in a while. So
that's fantastic.
you know,
Okay, so there's that. Also, the comic, the physical one, the bookmark, the T-shirt, and all this is for 125. Very nice.
Yep. And it's also it's gonna be a 5x7 of your page. So if you're a zombie drawn in, then I'll print out that page without the lettering so that if you want to, frame it and show friends or whatever that you want to show, then that'll be there too.
I think zombie enthusiasts would love to be in a zombie comic.
Yeah, yeah, I've done that before in my previous book, but it's be a rebel in the book, and since there's no other humans, there's no possibility of being a human in the book. It wouldn't make any sense. So zombies was the way, and robot wouldn't work either because how would you tell it's you? But
Exactly.
yeah, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun seeing him draw me in, for instance, and I made sure he had like my name tag and everything, and yeah, it's funny.
Oh man. Okay, so with this one,
Mhm.
the Bell Train card $6. The 3-in sticker pack 5. Very nice. Metal
Yeah,
bookmark 6. 6-in standee. Very nice.
yeah,
$12.
yeah.
Extra physical copy 10. T-shirt $25. It's a very sick ass T-shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I cut it out from that main cover, and it took a while, but it was totally worth it. I have one myself. I'm not wearing it right now, but I have the first one, so I've already seen most of this stuff, making sure that it's going to work out, and it looks great. And yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Ooh, digital printed and coloring book.
Yep. So I'm going to print it or do the digital. So if you want to do digital, it would be a PDF. I think is how someone else has done it. And so you can print it yourself. Pages. This line art was just too perfect for a coloring book. It just made complete sense. There's such clean lines and everything, and the
Yeah,
art is just fun to look at and everything. So I had to do an adult coloring book. I haven't tried that yet, but I know a couple other creators that have done it, and it's come out real nice. And so yeah, trying my hand at it too.
yeah. I've been seeing more and more of the coloring books based on the comics, so I'm glad that you continue the trend, and also it's just cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. And that's a close up
It's-
of the. Since I'm on a podcast, it's easy to turn it, but if you're just looking at the page, then you can see a closer up. Someone suggested that I didn't have that on there at first. It was just the smaller picture, but it gives you a better detailed look.
well, it's great.
Yep.
I'm sorry, the whole thing looks great. The whole thing
Oh
looks
yeah.
great.
Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't be happier
Okay,
with it. It's fantastic looking.
yeah. Wow, I like the size difference.
Yeah, that was for the concept. So we went through a couple of different iterations of the robot first, and then we wanted to figure out size wise. So, like I was saying, we kind of based it on a linebacker, so it gives you an idea. And then yeah, the little girl with her bunny.
Okay, so the stretch goals.
Yeah. So I got to open up the 4,000 treasure box. I haven't opened that one yet, but it's there.
Okay,
So
and
the first thing is the every 25 backers. So I want to do something for digital backers. I've always done that. It works out nicely because you don't want to leave them out because they're also
yeah,
helping, the campaign. So as a thank you, I have every 25 backers, you get 2 comics. So right now, I think we're at 12. I think is the right number if I do math right. And then I have more. So I only had up to 150 on there, but now since I'm creeping up closer to that, I put more on to show. I've got more to share as well. And the closer we get to that 200, the more I'll show as well from there.
oh, I like this. We are 99% complete with this issue.
Yeah. Yeah, he just finished colors last weekend. He hadn't sent them to me yet, but we've reviewed them and approved them and everything. So all I got to do is letters, which takes roughly about a week. And
Yeah,
really, the thing we're waiting for is the drawing tier. Of course, I can't do that yet because we don't have the pictures and we haven't finished the campaign. So I'm hoping to go real quick with going to the printer. We've already
yeah.
approved the final edits and the dialogue and everything, and yeah, just waiting for that real last step.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we had the creators.
Yep.
Obviously,
Yep.
I met you.
Yep. And then Dave Schwartz, he's amazing. I've backed other books that he's been the artist on. That's how I found him in the first place. And
Mm.
really, the thing I needed for the artist for this book is to bring emotionality to a metal, emotionless robot. And so that was a real big play on this book. And I thought he did fantastic with the eyes and the face in general and the quirky attitude. There's one time where he's so awkward at everything. She's crying right after that scene of the boarded up window and everything. And he's just like, you see him standing against the wall next to her while she's crying, and he slowly skids down the wall as like an awkward, like trying to get on her level, but it's like a screech going all the way down, making this loud noise. And then he's just like, there, that kind of thing. And just kind of quirky, emotional type of attitude. And he did fantastic at all this.
Yeah. And obviously, these are the variant cover artists.
Yep. Trying to give credit where credit's due. And actually Arnaldo from that third cover with the girl as the focal point and everything. I'm actually doing an anthology with him now as the artist because I found him for this book. So I'm continuing
Wow.
to use them. So, yeah.
Hey, that always helps for when you get along with other creators and you like work with them and say, hey, you want to work on this?
Yep. Yep. Exactly. There's plenty out there that want to work, and there's plenty out there that I want to work with. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I may work with you at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously this book was financed by you.
Yep. Yeah. So what I've done is in the past is each book that I've done. So this is my fourth comic. The first three was The Fog Within 1 through 3, and now I'm working on the one shot. So trying to build a new audience and everything, and try to bring them together and all that kind of stuff. But I've always gone from one comic to whatever I get on the Kickstarter, I'm putting in the next comic and putting the next comic and just continuing that way. So whatever I made on number 3 is what I put in here plus some, and hoping I'll get to a certain level, and it seems like I'm going to get there. So it just makes it that much easier to be able to go to the next comic. So
Exactly.
yep.
Well, from what I could tell from this Kickstarter, you're certainly building your audience, you're building your fans, and from the responses I'm seeing, the comments, people are just loving this.
Yeah, it's been nice to chat with people because I'm trying to put it everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, even Reddit, Instagram, Blue Sky, everywhere, and I'm getting comments everywhere. Every once in a while, and it's nice just to talk to people and have them ask things or scream things at me saying they're excited about it or whatever. It's nice to see.
Especially, folks, I would not miss out on any of these great deals on this Kickstarter. Not only do you get a fantastic, looking first issue, you get two different variant covers. I mean, look at this. Look at
Yeah.
this. And you get all these great deals. Granted, some of this is a little bit pricey, but let's face it. When you want this T-shirt, when you want this metal bookmark, and let's not forget this wonderful statue.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing too that I don't point out in the story of the campaign, but one of the tiers, or actually two of the tiers, is the metal covers, and it just made sense for a robot book to have an embossed metal cover, and that's a new thing that I haven't seen yet. And I talked to Ready Comics of how that would work and the layers and everything, and they showed me some samples, and it looks amazing. So it just made sense to have the logo standing out and the robot himself standing out from these covers, and it's going to be a beautiful metal cover.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so folks, there's 10 days to go on this campaign. Please check out Recon and the Little One. The link is down below. What are you waiting for? Come on, let's go. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
So obviously this is going to be there's one shot for now, but if it is successful, do you see going past maybe 4 issues?
Yeah, so right now, I'm planning 4 issues. So 3 1 shots. So like I was saying, the a couple years from now, from this one shot, and then I'll also, I don't know which one I'll do first because it really doesn't matter because they're all 1 shots. But the other issue would be showing the war itself of how we got to this point, and so it'll be kind of like a military type book, but with robots and zombies. And then the fourth issue would be a finale culminating all 3 1 shots into one big hurrah. And there's also, like, I mean, if it goes well, of course I could always do more 1 shots because I'll be leaving gaps in between all of it, so I could always go back to those gaps or further. And yeah, this universe has been a lot of fun. He started back in November. Like, I wrote it in September, and then I found Dave in November. He finished the inks in December, and then he would have finished the colors in January, but I was waiting till I got some more money to be able to pay him. And now I've paid him for that, and now he's already finished all the colors. So it's been a quick turnaround for sure on this book, and it's been a lot of fun just playing around with this universe and the collaboration between the two of us, changing things and whatnot. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely, because this is a collaboration, and you two are, learning from each other, and also say, hey, this would be great on this page,
Yeah.
or maybe we could tweak this a bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like, one thing that we collaborated on was since it's kind of the attitude of my son, his name's Ashton. So we wanted to add an A. And at first it was just going to be like a small A Easter egg, whatever, on there as a nod to him. But we used the anarchy symbol, and now it's part of the story. It actually has a background behind that as well of why he's spray painted with the anarchy symbol. And go later into the book, and it explains that. But it added a whole nother layer to the book just because of that collaboration back and forth. Because I wasn't thinking, that at all, and he was like, "It would look cool. Now let's see if we can figure out how that makes sense for the story." And it just clicked, made complete sense.
Yeah, and it worked, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
Sean, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show and talking to us about your comic.
yeah. I appreciate having me on. It was a lot of fun talking about it. I always enjoy another creator, and I always enjoy talking about comics for sure.
Absolutely. Definitely love to have you come back on, obviously, your next project.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'll be live with the Fog Within #4, which will be the arc finale for that in June. As soon as I have Recon in print and ship it to the backers, I'll be going live with the arc finale for that. So we're working on that at the same time. I'm doing anthologies, doing 3 different anthologies at the same time, and I'm getting pages for the Fog Within, all in this same point. Just trying to get out as fast as I can. I don't want to stop.
Yeah, because there's always the fear if you stop, then you may never start again.
Yep, exactly. So gotta get to that
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way myself.
Yep.
Okay, folks, before we go, as always, I like to plug in my own stuff. So right now, I currently have a new design on my storefront at tpublic.com. Here's a link to the storefront, but let me just show you what the new design is. Now, since Easter is coming up, I decided to do a little Easter theme. You will notice it says an Easter Mystery Part 1. That's because I'm creating a trilogy of designs. So this is Part 1. Part 2 I'm currently working on right now, so you'll be seeing that soon. And Part 3 I'll probably release just before Easter, maybe a couple weeks before, so keep an eye out for that. But this is for my character, Little Ian. He's looking for who's, placing these Easter eggs. No pun intended, folks. I know it sounds. He sees these bunny prints. Another mystery for little Ian. And of course, my other designs are obviously on the storefront. Let me just get to that. Not there. Yeah. I already had a Happy New Year one. all my Christmas ones. A couple of my Codename Hunter ones. So this is from my first cover. This is from my second cover. And this is the special logo for Codename Hunter. This one has just been a monster hit, Sean, because this is when Blu-rays attack.
Nice.
This was a Jaws themed one.
Can't go wrong with Jaws or sharks in
No,
general.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot. Yeah. And okay, so that's the my T-shirt line. You can also get this in pillows, phone cases, hoodies, baseball caps.
Nice.
Trust me. And this is actually my own comic, Codename Hunter. Whoops. My mistake, folks. So bear with me for 1 second. Yep. Okay, sorry about that, folks. So, this is a James Bond meets Star Trek meets Star Wars with just a dash of Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I've already gotten 3 issues under my belt right now. Currently working on issue 4. Hope to have a release day on that soon. But yeah, that's issue 2, and this is issue 3. Issue 3's cover was done by myself and Enrique Lopez, who's currently inking issue number 4. So, lots to look forward to.
Nice.
Yeah. You're going to be seeing all that and me on Indie Comic Creator Con, which is coming up this upcoming weekend in New Haven, Connecticut. So, more details on that later this week.
Yeah, I'd love to get to that con. I heard a lot of good things about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is my first time going.
Nice.
Yeah,
it should be fun.
Absolutely. Well, Sean, like I said, thank you very much for coming on the show and talking with us.
Yeah, glad to be here. And I'll definitely come back.
Absolutely. Hope you do.
Cool.
Well, folks, I think that's going to be it for us tonight. I'm Ian Miller. This has been Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. Have a good night.